Hey guys, Joe Blue back again with another episode of Filthy Hunt Cheaters. This episode's going to be a little bit different, and many of these episodes are probably going to be a little bit different from now on due to the fact that I don't really play much Hunt Showdown off stream. So I'm pretty much drawing most of my examples from games that happened on stream. So I'm probably going to be just using the how it happened on stream video, and then I'll comment a little bit on it and do the usual profile and all that kind of thing. Now we're going to go into the first clip, and I will just acknowledge here that I am incorrect. I am wrong, okay, about them having no footsteps. I am wrong on this instance. Like, you can hear their footsteps. The reason why I was convinced I couldn't hear their footsteps in my head, I kind of Jedi mind tricked myself, because you basically, they've got the bounty. I can see where they are on the map, or approximately. One of them looks way further in front than they actually are. I thought I was intercepting in the middle of them, and there was just one dude to my right, the dude on the left. Well, it turned out they're both on the right hand side, and there's nothing even remotely close to this person's position displayed on the map. So in my head, I had it convinced it's just one dude. So we're going to go straight into that clip now, and I'll comment a little bit afterwards, and we'll go into their profile, which is the interesting part. This video is really about the people's profiles rather than what actually happens in game. But this first clip I believe to be an aimbot, and so is the second clip. And they probably got wall hacks as well, but I think it's aimbot, and we'll get straight into it now. No footsteps. Okay, so if we started here, so we can see here, I'm about to intercept these dudes. There's one above and there's one below, seemingly anyway, and we'll watch carry on. So you can actually hear two sets of footsteps there. I should have been paying attention more. There are two sets of footsteps there. But you can see, like, if I'm facing this way, I can hear two sets of footsteps here. Got, like, one's presumably that's in the correct location, right? And they're both together. They're both on top of each other, right? They're both running next to each other. And instead of like showing them like both like one to the side and one to the other side, it's showing the other one like above, and it makes it look like, you know, one's ahead of the other one. So it makes it a little bit confusing. I'm pretty much not even paying attention to how many footsteps I can hear. I'm literally just using the map to try and determine where they are. I should have used dark sight, but I didn't really want to make myself known in that way, I guess. But like, look at this here. I'm looking straight ahead. It looks like they're like running like in front of me, and the other one's like really like further along. So I'm convinced that like, oh, these guys are actually running away. I'm actually going to miss them, and I'm really not paying attention to the audio that much because I'm pretty much using the map to determine where they are. I'm just thinking I can hear one dude on my right and the other dude's on my left. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, even here, it's like now it's like a dude on my right and then another dude further along. But let's just get a lay of the land here. This dude's obviously behind these rocks here. It's pretty much hard like cover here, like hardish cover. Like, it's very difficult to see me. It looks like there's a lot of stuff here. I don't think I really get a good look to my right, but I'm assuming like trees. I'm assuming that there's more like trees and stuff around this way, that it's pretty much difficult to see me on this kind of angle here. So now you can hear them on their right running up, and they're over this side. I didn't hear them at the time, but they're coming on the right now. Right, and we'll just play that bit again, but we'll just turn the volume up a bit more. Right, so they run and they shoot on the angle where there's basically lots of bushes and trees, and you hear them basically run up, stop, shoot immediately. They don't take time to aim, they immediately shoot headshot immediately, which makes me think this is an aimbot. Like 90% certain it's an aimbot, that they just ran in, stop, bang, head dome. Very difficult angle. Like if he ran up there, like maybe he has the view, but even if he has the view, like there's literally no time to aim. He just head domes me straight away. You could say lucky shot all you like, but I think the profile would suggest that this guy is a bit of a cheater. And if you're not convinced by this guy's profile, the next two people's profiles from the second clip should convince you a little bit more, since their profiles are pretty much identical. So we'll go into the profiles right now. I'm going to play it pretty much as it was from the stream when I went over it, and I'll edit it down to the core bits, and then we'll move on to the next clip. Less than 1 KD, these super amazing players that just seem to always have the bugs of the engine on their favor, even though they're less than 1 KD, with 17 prestige, 100 rank. I don't know how you can play for so long and be so bad at the game. It makes perfectly logical sense. And of course, he's only got 4 games on his account, on a 4-year-old account. Russian player here, obviously not cheating. The 4-star, 1.2 KD, only marginally better than my KD. And he's got 88 rank and 49 prestige. And the guy's got 7 games on a 15-year-old account. He's got a clown, It from Stephen King's It here. 2,000 hours on Hunt Showdown. I guess he cheats in Quake Champions as well. Yeah, just another gamer that only has Hunt Showdown. He can't afford games, you see. He can't afford games. He's not really a hardcore gamer, but knows about Hunt Showdown. And he's been playing this and Quake Champions for like 15 years with Elder Scrolls Online. He's got 24 games, 795 hours, 34 hours on Counter-Strike, 12 hours on PUBG, Paladins. Like, what's he been playing for 15 years? What's he been playing for 15 years? For 15 years? Most of these games aren't even 15 years old. Like, how many of these games are even 15 years old? 15 years, that's like 2011, right? Am I doing maths right? 2011. When did Dota 2 come out? Definitely not 2011. Dota 2 came out 2013. 2013. So even Dota 2 is not a 15-year-old game. Quake Champions is not a 15-year-old game. Counter-Strike 2 is not a 15-year-old game. Counter-Strike Global Offensive might be. Maybe that's 2010. Counter-Strike 2012. So even that's not 15 years ago. Look, Counter-Strike Global Offensive is not even 15 years old. Elder Scrolls Online is not 15 years old. PUBG is not 15 years old. Paladins is not 15 years old. Path of Exile is like 2011. That might be 15 years old. Destiny 2 is not 15 years old. Vampire Masquerade Bloodhunt is not 15 years old. Smite is maybe 2012, 2011. Maybe that is 15 years old. Was it on Steam though in 2011? I don't think it was. I think it was had to download from their website before it came onto Steam. It came onto Steam at a later date. Ring of Elysium, I don't know what it is, but it's only got 36 minutes in it. Warframe, 32 minutes. Resident Evil 7 is not 15 years old. Brawlhalla, I don't know, maybe. Call of Duty, I don't know, 3 minutes again. There's not enough time in any of these games for him to have been playing it. He's not this game who has a Steam account he's had a Steam account for 15 years that doesn't have any games on it from 15 years ago. So this guy's probably been he's either bought an account from somewhere that was already 15 years old, or he's created a bunch of accounts like 15 years ago. but there's not a single game on here that's 15 years old. So this is 100% a cheater account. 100% cheater account. Who is shooting me? There shouldn't be anybody shooting at me or knowing where I am. Like, nobody. This is somebody just shot me either through the wall. There's dudes behind me. Like, how are they fucking that distance, bro? Like... I'll watch my angles though, innit? If I could just get one of them just sitting there, letting his head be free. Come on. Come on. Just come over here and sit right there. Give me a nice juicy headshot. This is where decoys would be super handy. Do I fucking have? Do I fucking... How do I see my equipment loadout? Can I not see my... I don't have it on this build. So annoying. He's opened the door. He's going outside. It's the last one though. It's his last choke. The next one's a burner. The next one's a keeper. What you gonna do? He knows. Fuck off. Cheater, 100% cheater, no way. Underscore in his name, fucking cheating little bit. So there isn't really too much to say on this clip, really. It's basically a fact that I basically positioned myself in a essentially almost 100% winnable position due to Lightfoot, and I was basically just draining them of their resources that eventually would have to poke or put himself in a position in which I could just get the easy kill. I'm basically forced to do this because there's another team that's taken shots at me from a suspicious distance through the fog. So I think the other dudes seem to be cheating, and they're sort of like thought they could get the shot on me, push me to this position. I'm basically trying to wait for them to come to me so that they will fight each other, but they don't push. It's like they know there's another team there, so it kind of adds more leverage that the other people that took a shot at me have wall hacks, and they get so under pressure that they know I'm going to win that the guy just decides to toggle and hits me with headshot that I can't really react to, which makes me think that immediately it's aimbot. This is some ridiculous level reactions that this guy does on me. So not really too much to say about this clip here, man. It's just his reactions are crazy insane. It just looks like I put a lot of pressure on them. I was basically in a more or less 100% winnable position because I got on top of the roof with Lightfoot and I was basically draining them of their resources. The first person made a mistake to go out and investigate, and that pretty much put me in a more or less winnable position with a lot of pressure that I can apply by basically doing nothing and waiting for them to make all the mistakes. They clearly couldn't take the pressure, knew they were going to lose, knew that their chokes were running out and they had to do something about it. This guy makes a desperate play to get his mate up at the expense of his own life, which would make you think that maybe his mate is the one that has the cheats. This time they might go back and forth who has the cheats whenever they want to de-rank and whatever. But I'll save that for the next episode with the next set of cheaters, and because that's an interesting thing in itself. But basically, it looks like he toggles it because he has to do that in order to win. Like, neither person has Pika's advantage. We both come around the corner. We both come into view at the same time. Neither of us are standing still. So it's not like I'm standing still and he sees me and he's got Pika's advantage. I am moving. Just as he is moving, we see each other at the same time. He just beats my reaction. This is 3-star lobbies. I've proven that I have above average reactions. So this guy has to have superhuman reactions of like MLG Pro top 1% players. And I just don't believe that that's the case. And you'll see from their profiles that it would seem like they're suspicious, putting it lightly. So we'll just play this clip one more time. You can see we both step out basically at the same time, but he's like bang immediately. I can't even react to it, and I got pretty decent reactions, and I just could not do anything there. It just looked like he just aimbotted me because he had to do that in order to win. Just watch the reaction one more time. Let's watch it. Cheater, 100% cheater. There we go. Let's check the profile of Mr. Underscore here. The dude's only got 81 games on a 16-year-old account with nearly 3k hours on Hunt Showdown, and 97 games apparently, but some of those probably like free-to-play games or whatever. And the games that he's played the most are Hitman 2, Counter-Strike 2, and then Hunt Showdown. Then really, he hasn't really played much of anything else. So, seemingly just an account here. He hasn't played any of the games on his account. All these other games that he's got, supposedly, he's never played them. So the so-called 96 games that he has on his account, he's never played them. He's never played the 96 games on his account. Yeah, so he's only played really Euro Truck Simulator, Beyond Two Souls, Fallout Shelter is a fucking mobile game, Police Shootout. You can class these as, I guess, some sort of playtime in them. Once you start getting down to here, it's like, this is it. This is where the games that he's played on this account start to basically end. So it's like here. These don't really count. These are just some bullshit. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Only 22 games out of his 97 have been played. And only like maybe about 10 of them could you say have actually been played. Like, it takes a lot longer than 6 hours to complete Hitman Absolution, or Hitman Absolute Shit as I called it. So he never completed this game. He played it briefly and just didn't finish it. Like Left 4 Dead 2, you'd play that for a lot longer than 6 hours. This is like time wasting. So really, like, I don't know anything about this game. So if you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, only 11 of the 97 games have any actual game time in them. And he's basically spent all of his time playing Hunt Showdown on it. So this is a cheater account, basically. It's just been fleshed out with a whole bunch of bullshit games that he just doesn't play. And it's apparently, let's go back, sorry, was that 17-year-old account? Sorry, 16-year-old account. And all he plays is Hitman 2 and a bit of Counter-Strike and then entirely Hunt Showdown. Knowing that, like like, again, we could just go through the games and like how many of the games are 16 years old that are in his games list. Half-Life, that's like it, right? Left 4 Dead 2 is 2008, so that might just get in there. 2008. I think that is there, but so 15 years ago he played Left 4 Dead 2 and only played it for 6 hours. Battle Chess might be 15 years old. Don't know about these games, but if you go back, like the games that came out 15 years ago, 16 years ago, how many of them actually have game time on them? Like, none of the games that are like 16 years old have any game time on them. Like Global Defense came out 2012 or 2013, so even that's like not 16 years old. So like that's not 16 years old. This isn't 16 years old. This is not 16 years old. Don't know about this, but like a lot of these games aren't like 16 years old. So how do you have a 16-year-old account where the games on it aren't 16 years old, and the games that like are 16 years old only have like 27 minutes played in them? Dudes are cheaters. He's a cheater. Oh, Diablo, the devil underscore, both XD underscores. One's 2-star. Got devil here. With less than 1 KD. Is this less 1 KD fucking player? Yeah, sure, bro. Yeah. Sure. And what we got? Another 16-year-old account, Russian Federation. Apparently 69 games owned, only 712 hours on his game recently played. 81 games. Let's have a look. Does this guy look like he's been playing on this account for 16 years? So another one the only game on here that's like you could say is 16 years old is like Left 4 Dead 2 here with 4.9 hours. Resident Evil 4 2005, but was this version of it released in 2005? Definitely wasn't. This HD edition was released like let's have a look in the Steam store. 2014. So this came out 2014. Make sure I'm in the right screen here. So Resident Evil 4 came out 2014 on Steam. So that's not 16 years old. That's more like 14 years old or something. Like, yeah, something like that. Borderlands 2 probably is about 15, 16 years old, but again, he's hardly played it. Serious Sam, I don't think that's 16 years old. Hardly played it. First Descendant, hardly played it. Just games that I just booted up, left his computer on to play. Half-Life 2 is probably 15, 16 years old, but like, well, it will be, absolutely will be. Only 3.4 hours. Again, all these games that seem to be older all seem to have around 3 hours played in them. Shadowrun returns for 12 minutes, and then a whole bunch of other games that go on and on and on forever that have never been played. Again, it just looks like a fake account that's just been bought with a bunch of games already on it, and then they've just basically booted up some of these games and let the game time stack up on them, so that it looks like it's a played account. But really, it's like only the top like 6 or 7 games look like they've actually been played to any serious degree, and then like the rest are like just completely junk and not been played. So again, just like they both have identical looking accounts, both about 16 years old. They probably bought their accounts from the same place, probably got the same amount, like the same sort of games on them, and they've basically just been letting the game time clock up when they're not like on their computer or whatever, to make it look like it's a played account. But there's no way there's no way there's 16 years of playtime on this account. 16 years, like what's his total hour count here? Like a couple of thousand hours maybe? Like, he's got like 1,000 hours nearly on Hunt Showdown. So 1,000 hours here. We probably could have said roughly scroll down here is close to 1,000 hours around here. So maybe he's got about 2,000 hours there. And then you're probably talking like another couple of hours on top. You've got like what? 3,000 hours max. And that's putting it generously on this account. And it's a 16-year-old account with only 3,000 hours on the account in 16 years is obviously a bullshit account, isn't it? It's complete bullshit. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode because this is going on like nearly half an hour. I thought it might not be this long, so I'm going to relegate the bonus clip to next week's episode, and I'm just going to leave it there just because I don't want these videos to be too long. I know I'm not editing them, so it makes it easier to put out, but I don't want to just make the videos like super bloated. You can kind of argue that this is because I'm kind of just going over the same stuff, but I thought it was interesting to look at their profiles to see how they're basically so similar in how they are laid out. They're both like the same kind of years old, the same kind of games, the same kind of playtime, and you know, it just seems to me like these are blatantly cheater accounts. Usually cheaters private their games so that you can't see them, probably for this very reason, that you can't basically see that they don't have a legitimate 15 years played, or even in some cases games that are 15 years old, at least of any serious game time in them. And I think it's very obvious that these are clearly cheater accounts, and most cheaters seem to have the intelligence enough to private those things, because it usually, most of the time, it is. But in this case, apparently these people didn't private the games list, and you can basically see quite clearly these are bullshit accounts that were bought for the purpose of cheating on. And I think it's pretty concrete in my reasoning in regards to that. So, but look out for next week's episode. There is some interesting stuff in the next week's episode. I already have the clips lined up. I would have put them here and had one big episode, but it'd be like whatever, an hour long probably. So I'm going to cut it up, and you'll see the other clips that I have in the next week's video. So that's all for today, guys. Have a good day. Catch you all later. I'm out of here. Peace.
Coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.